Okay, so now we have the final setup or the diagrammatic representation of how negative externalities affect the way a producer behaves in a market economy, and how presence of negative externalities in the form of pollution changes the efficient outcome of the market. That is, the market does not lead to an efficient outcome, instead the market leads to an inefficient outcome. So E was the market outcome which we determined to be inefficient. On the other hand, E dashed is the efficient outcome, and now here is the part where we say that market outcomes may sometimes, in the presence of negative or positive externalities, lead to inefficient outcomes or inefficient allocation of or redistribution of resources. So this is where market structure or market economy fails, and that is when economists demand the presence of government. They demand government intervention to correct these inefficiencies in the market. So this is where the government tries to come in, and their main job is to shift the producer from the point E to the point E star. Right, so the government's job, we need to first understand what is the government's job. So the government's job is to shift the producer from point E, which the producer thinks is the best possible outcome. It actually maximizes his profit where he is not aware of the social cost of production, so he is not aware of social cost of pollution, and the government tries to incentivize the producer so that he shifts to the point E dashed. How does he do that? Now the only way, you cannot change the demand, right? You have to make, if you're the government, your aim is to incentivize the producer, whose side of the market involves the supply of the product, not the demand. So the demand reflects the consumers. Your target are the producers. So you will be looking at the upward sloping straight lines. So you'll be looking at the supply, not the demand. So the green line is out of the question. So your job is to, so we have this supply curve, this red supply curve. This is what the producer faces. So this is what the producer faces. Let's make that a little thicker. Okay, so this is what the producer faces. So this is what the producer faces. The producer is unaware, again, the producer is unaware or maybe not interested or not as attentive to the social cost of pollution. So he's not aware of the marginal cost to the public and the marginal social cost to the society as a whole. So he is only interested in the private marginal cost. He is only interested in the red upward sloping straight line. So he is supplying as per this red straight line. So what the government does is, the government's job is to make the production of this good more expensive, so that instead of producing QPR amount of quantity, the government wants the producer to produce some Q dashed amount of production, amount of quantity, and the government also wants the producer to charge P dashed, as we mentioned before, because this production of this good entails a lot of pollution to the society, so it's costly to the society. So the efficient production is way less and the efficient price is way higher. So the government wants the producer to produce less. Now when will the producer produce less? The producer will produce less when the cost that he incurs for every unit of production, the cost that he incurs in general, is higher. That is when the producer will think, okay, so the cost that I incur to produce this good is very high, so I'm not going to produce so much. So the government will try to artificially increase the cost of production. So the red line represents the cost of production, right? So the red line represents the cost of production. So let me write that down. The red line represents the actual cost of production. Now the government's job is to increase this. How can the government increase this job? One way that the government can increase this job is to impose tax. What is the cost of what is the principle of taxation, you may ask? So every unit of production that you make, every unit of quantity that you produce, you have to pay an additional amount to the government because you're producing that. That is the concept of taxation, right? So let's say we did the calculation in the last video. I will be linking that video in the description box below, or I can link it somewhere up over here as well. So maybe somewhere up over here. So we did the calculation. So initially when I was producing 5 units of production, I would incur cost of 12.5 units. So what now happens is, to produce 5 units, I'm still incurring an actual cost of 12.5. But let's say the government says no. In order to produce 5 units, you have to pay the government additional amount of money too. Let's say the government wants let's convert the color. So let's take a different color now. So let's say this color. So let's say the government says, okay, so to produce 5 units of production, you have to give me some more amount of money. So you're producing 5 units, okay, well, you have to give me 5 rupees as well. So then the government could say, okay, you're producing 6 units, so you have to give me some money because you're producing 6 units. So the government says that for every quantity that you produce, you have to give the government some amount of money. So essentially there's some more cost being added to these. So the cost is no more just 12.5, it's more than 12.5. To produce 6 units, the cost is not just 18, it's more than 18. So what happens is, this cost reflected 5.5. So even this 5.5 is no more 5.5, it's more than that, because the taxes are imposed in such a way that the marginal cost also increases. So it's no more 5.5. So at 5 units, the marginal cost is more than 5.5. So what happens is, there's some additional cost incurred. So there's this additional amount of cost incurred. Now how does this government decide how much tax I want to collect? So essentially what taxation would have involved randomly or without any calculation is, it would have shifted the marginal cost curve up. So it would have been like this. It would have shifted the marginal cost curve upward parallelly. See, the pink line and the red line are pretty much parallel to each other. So taxation essentially adds a constant quantity to the marginal cost. So what happens is, the cost of production, the net cost or the resultant cost of production increases. So you have a new cost of production, which is this purple line. So the producer now does not look at the red line, because red line is the cost that he actually produces, but he also has to pay some amount to the government. So he says, okay, I have to meet some additional costs to produce. So say for example, now the producer will say, okay, so my relevant cost curve is the pink line and my relevant demand curve as before is the green line. So now I'll produce at this point, this point, this point. It's pink, so it's not visible. It's this point, it's this point, because the consumer says, okay, now my cost is pink, it's no more red, I have to pay an additional amount, so my costs are higher. For every unit of production, my costs are now higher. So that is what the producer thinks. The producer says, okay, no, I cannot produce that much amount anymore, I have to cut down on my production. So sort of becomes like this, right? So it sort of becomes like this. Now how does the government decide on what taxes to be paid, what amount of taxes to be paid? The government knows this E dashed to be the quantity. So what the government does is, the government imposes an amount of tax such that the final marginal cost curve passes through the point E. So now the producer, let's do a back calculation. So now the producer will think, okay, so this is the cost that I'm facing. The purple line is the cost that I'm facing, and I see that at this point the cost that I incur is equal to the benefit that I gain. So fine, I'll be operating at the point E dashed, because that is when my final cost, the relevant cost, is equal to the demand. So this is the marginal cost. So if I take the color pink, so this purple line is now marginal cost plus some amount of tax. The government imposed some amount of tax, so it shifts vertically upwards. So the producer says, fine, okay, so there's some amount of tax that I need to pay to produce this quantity, so I'll cut down on my production and I'll increase the price because there's some amount of cost involved. I need to incur some amount of cost. It's costing me to produce this quantity. It's expensive to produce this quantity. Now, how does the government decide, or how does the government find out what amount of T, what this T is? So how does the government find out what this value of T is? Simply, the government calculates. So this is a very simple case. So what in this case happens is the government, let's take a dotted line and let's make it thinner. So the government essentially finds out this vertical distance between the original actual cost of production and now the cost of production that passes through the point T. So this is the condition that the government needs to meet. The new marginal cost curve, which shows the added tax imposed on the producer, that must pass through the point E dashed. Then the government calculates this vertical distance and the government says, fine, this is the lump sum tax. In this case, since there's a vertical distance, the same vertical distance, these two are parallel, the government says, fine, you need to pay me this amount of lump sum tax. So the government says, fine, okay, so you need to pay me this amount of lump sum tax for every unit of produce. So the government knows that if I do this, the producer will calculate the total cost that he incurs. So he'll calculate this for this pink line and he'll say, okay, fine, this is no more as beneficial to me as it was before. My cost of production has increased and now I'll be producing at point E star, where I'll be paying P dashed and I'll be producing Q dashed amount of quantity. So the producer essentially moves from point E to point E dashed because the government has imposed tax on the producer, and that is essentially what the government does. So the government uses the principle or the instrument of taxation to counteract. It's a countermeasure for negative externalities, and that is how government intervention can correct market outcomes in case they are inefficient. So there is no principle which says markets are always inefficient or that government intervention is not at all necessary. There is no such principle as that. They coexist. Market economy and government economy. Most modern economists say that government intervention is necessary but not it's sometimes necessary. It's not always necessary. So market and government must coexist, and that is when the economy can function at its most efficient manner. And that is how essentially in this case it's a very simple way of understanding how the government uses the instrument of taxation to effectively correct market outcomes in the presence of negative externalities.